I'm recording it.
Oh.
Keep going.
Well, not only are you a wannabe princess, but when I was at Silver Dollar City, I found just the right thing. It's a sheriff's badge, and it says Sheriff Bob. So I figured he needed that. Keep us cloggers in line here.
I've been wanting one of these. I'm going to put it, Lois, can I put this on?
Yes, I want you to have that. Now, as an extra bonus gift, Bob.
I just noticed something. Okay, there's a oath of office here to sign. Now, when I take that oath of office, I am not going to go against that oath of office like a lot of these people are.
All right.
You can trust that. You're a princess. Wait till the Lake Odessa paper gets a hold of this.
Oh, yeah.
To go along with his sheriff's badge, he probably want to boss us all around, but that's okay now because he's the sheriff. And so I thought of him and I bought him the John Wayne toilet paper. It's rough and it's tough and it don't take nothing off nobody.
Boy, Bob, you're wiping up, you know.
Yeah, if I had two of these, I could stay dry on both sides.
And Bob, I got these on sale. I don't know what size they are, but they look about like a size 24 or something. And I thought, hey, that'd be good for Bob because he could cut them in half, and he could have, you know, you'd get twice as much wear out of them. They're so big that he could put half in each shoe. So there you go for that.
Thank you.
And
extra long life.
Yep.
That means another 71 years, right?
At least.
Good.
He's gonna have to carry a gun now.
Or that tiara.
Well, there might be some that like that tiara. I was going through my drawers.
$3.98.
Sure.
$3.98.
Hey, I didn't know that was that expensive. Wow. Big spender that I am. I also ran across something that I thought was really good, but I don't know if you can redeem them anymore, but it's green stamps. Yay! 3 books of them. Wow!
S&H. My toilet paper's slipping.
Not that Bob really needs this, but I think in order to wear his princess hat and his sheriff's badge, I think that would be it. And then I still was shopping, and I found something. I thought, this is going to be great for Bob to kind of control the cloggers. And, you know, sometimes we get to dancing and we drink a lot of water because we sweat real hard, but sometimes we need to use the facility, so now we don't have to say anything, just put that little hand up and when he wants us to,
Hurry up, this is getting embarrassing.
And when he wants us to get ready for our dance routines when we're out doing a show or something, he doesn't have to say anything. Hold up the sign. Please line up quietly. We get out of control. He's going to wave that. And then he's going to say, so now he really won't have to say very much. He'll just have to use his sign.
Do you have anything that'll teach the students to read?
It's too late, Bob.
Thank you.
Yeah, so those are, well, your
Yes, I'm a
wonderful
lucky
gifts.
man.
Where you look this way and there
I'm
you
a
go.
lucky man.
Thank you.
Here's something
How's my
that,
mustache?
I know Bob, he loves the government. He probably has told you that. He is thrilled with the government.
Governments are important.
Yes, they are. They certainly are. So here's a sign for your wherever, Bob, and it said, "The Lord giveth, the government taketh away."
That's true, what's that?
And Bob, we've taken up a collection. We don't want you to think we're cheap. So here's some big money.
Oh.
That's inflation money there.
Yeah.
Here's a little ditty for Bob. So a celebration is in order because it's Bob's birthday, you see. And this is just how Bob the Clogger came to be. He was old when he started, and his hair had long departed. But he had the desire to learn the dance. He told Linda, "I'm gonna take a chance. The chance that these feet will do what they're told. The fluorescent pink shoes would make him bold." So he took the lessons and he learned the dance, never taking a backward glance. His mind was racing, what next to do? And that's how the barn just grew and grew. The idea came, others he could teach. How many millions could he reach? The goal was close to being met. The many millions have come and went. Money was not the object. Teaching was on his mind. But now a new idea he did find. And that was to pursue naming Lake Odessa Clogger City, USA. Way to go, Bob. Dream on.
You know, that is a terrific idea. That is, I never thought of that. It's this type of an idea that comes out of nowhere that goes nowhere.
And here's something new that I think, well, seeing how you are much older than I am.
6 months.
Don't forget, 6 months is important. We pledge allegiance to our age. Without it, we'd be dead. And so we honor our old age by having fun instead. We've learned to smell the roses. We gave up all stress and strife. Happy is the face we wear to celebrate our life. So when we're seen around the town clogging, or around the town, and our clogging brings a smile, we'll testify to lives well lived and finish out with style. Woo!
Amen. Thank you.
We're not done yet, Bob.
We're not done yet. Don't leave.
Yeah, don't leave. Bob told me this here a while back, and it is a little risque, but I thought, I think the word needs to get out. So, Bob got pulled over by a state trooper. He was speeding. And the trooper started to lecture Bob about his speeding, and in general, began to just throw his weight around to make Bob feel uncomfortable. And finally, the trooper got around to writing out a ticket. As he was doing that, he kept swatting at some flies that were buzzing around his head. Bob said, having some problems with them circle flies, are ya? And the trooper stopped writing the ticket and said, well, yeah, is that what they are? I never heard of circle flies. And Bob said, well, circle flies are common on farms. And so they're called circle flies because they're almost always found circling around the rear end of a horse. The trooper said, oh, and goes back to writing the ticket. Then after a minute, he stops and said, "Hey, are you trying to call me a horse's rear end?" And Bob says, "Oh, no, I have too much respect for law enforcement and police officers to even think about calling you a horse's rear end." The trooper said, "Well, it's a good thing," and he goes back to writing the ticket. Bob couldn't leave it alone. He said, "But kinda hard to fool those flies." Here's for Bob too. If my body were a car, this is the time I'd be thinking about trading it in on a newer model. I got bumps and dents and scratches in my finish, and my paint job is just getting a little dull. But that's not the worst of it. My headlights are out of focus, and it's especially hard to see things up close. My traction is not as graceful as it once was. I slip and slide and skid and bump into things in even the best of weather. My white walls are stained with varicose veins. It takes me hours to reach my maximum speed. My fuel rate burns inefficiently. But here's the worst of it. Almost every time I sneeze, cough, or sputter, my radiator leaks or my exhaust backfires. Bob told me this the other day. You know, he does come up with the things that really astound us cloggers. We think, where in the world does he find all this stuff? And he said the other day, he said, stop and think about this. The trouble with bucket seats is that not everybody has the same size of bucket. And I thought that was profound. So at Bob's party, here's some games we're going to play. Bob suggested these. They're for people over 70. We've got to play them this year because next year he'll be too old. One of them is Sag, You're It. Another one is, you'll get this one, Bob? Pin the toupee on the ball guide. 20 questions shouted in your good ear. Kick the bucket. Red Rover, the nurse says, bend over. Spin the bottle of Mylanta. But the number one party game for old people is, let's play musical recliners. So Bob, we love you. Here's another little thing for you. Yeah. This
is just another day in paradise.
That's right. This is wonderful. We love you, and that's why we can give you this roast. And I'm thinking maybe there's others that have some things to tell you too. So.
Have I ever been roasted before?
Not sure, but this will be the first time.
All right, Bob. I'm not gonna roast you. I'm just gonna give you.
Good job, boy.
Yeah. Come on, look at
I just have a Bob story. Go ahead and open your card, Bob.
You can read it.
He is.
I know, but I out loud. You can read it. You can read it out loud.
Says your body may be getting older, but you still have the youthful spirit of someone half your age. Happy 71st birthday, Bob the Clogger, and all the cloggers have signed it. And they've got some federal notes in here. Thank you. be frustrating. That must be, oh, happy birthday. I didn't read all of it. Happy 71st birthday, Bob the clogger. That must be frustrating for you. To be happy? I don't
No,
quite
to
understand that.
a body half your age.
Oh, your body may be getting older. I gotta carry the joke all the way through. Your body may be getting older, but you still have the youthful spirit of someone half your age. Happy 71st birthday, Bob the clogger. That must be frustrating for you. It's too deep, hon.
I'll explain it later.
Yeah, you're gonna have to explain that to me later. There's the mic.
I have a Bob story. The clogger's already heard this. I was talking to Bob on the porch one day, and Linda came outside, and she said, Bob, I need you to go down to the store for me and get me a quart of milk. And if they have eggs, get me 6. So Bob leaves. Gets in the car, he's gone for a while, comes back, walks in, sets 6 quarts of milk on the counter. Linda looks at him and said, Bob, why did you get me 6 quarts of milk? He said, because they had eggs.
Now see, stuff like that makes really good sense to me. When I graduated from school, I figured that 49 kid class of 59, 1959.
You have to get on the other mic.
I got too much stuff in between. Okay, there was 49 kids in the class, and I graduated 47. But I guess it was because of the W on the first part of my name. Anyway, I figured that I was probably about the smartest kid in the whole class, because when I walked across the stage, the guy that was handing out these diplomas, he handed the diploma with me and shook my hand, and he says, I can't teach you anything more. What's that tell you?
Okay, I have a little,
Gotta get right up about 2 inches away from
I have a little saying for Bob. Mirror, mirror on the wall. This is Bob Warner. The mirror is telling you you have a hair out of place. And let's see. And to wax that beautiful bald head, here is some wax.
Turtle hat, super hard shell turtle hat. This is great. Thank you.
Well, I have a couple little ditties here, but nothing as funny as Lois. When Bob got home last night, Linda demanded that he take her someplace expensive. So he took her to the gas station. Bob tried to talk Linda into buying a case of Miller Lite for $14.95. Of course, you know he doesn't drink beer anyway. Instead, she bought a jar of cold cream for $7.95. I told her the beer would make her look better at night than the cold cream.
No, I got that one. Yeah, that's a good one.
Okay. Linda and Bob were sitting at a table at the high school reunion, and Bob kept staring at that drunken lady swiggling her drink as she sat alone at a nearby table. Linda asked, "Do you know her?" "Yes," he sighed. "She's my old girlfriend." He said, "I understand she took to drinking right after we split up, those many, many years ago. And I hear she hasn't been sober since." "Oh my," Linda said. "Who would think a person could go on celebrating that long?" Bob rear-ended the car this morning. So there they were alongside the road, and slowly the other driver got out of his car. You know how sometimes you just feel so stressed and things seem just so funny. Yeah, well, Bob couldn't believe it. This other guy was a dwarf. He stormed over to the car, looked up at Bob and shouted, "I'm not happy." So Bob looked down at him and said, well then, which one are you? I kind of got Linda in on this.
I see it.
So Bob took Linda to a restaurant. The waiter, for some reason or other, took his order first. I'll have the strip steak, medium rare, please. The waiter said, aren't you worried about the mad cow? Nah, she can order for herself. One year, Bob decided to buy his mother-in-law a cemetery plot as a Christmas gift. The next year, he didn't buy her one. So Linda asked, why? Well, she still hasn't used the gift I gave Father last year. Linda walked into the den and asked, what's on the TV? Bob replied, dust. I don't know if we want to picture this one or not, but Linda's standing nude.
No, you don't want to picture that.
She is not happy with what she sees and says, I feel horrible. I look old, fat, and ugly, and I really need you to pay me a compliment. Bob replies, your eyesight is perfect.
No, I mean, that was smart thinking.
Crawl out of that one.
Linda was hinting about what she wanted for her upcoming anniversary. She said, I want something shiny that goes from 0 to 200 in about 30 seconds. Bob bought her a scale. So Bob asked, where do you want to go for our anniversary? It warmed his heart to see her face melt in sweet appreciation. Somewhere I haven't been in a long time. Bob replied, how about the kitchen? Bob and Linda, I think I better stop. You're a great couple, and keep us dancing, and thanks for opening the barn up and having all this music. It's really beautiful. Thank you.
That car line that she was talking about reminded me, one time I was in, just outside of Grand Rapids, and my car stopped. This is a number of years ago, and a lady stopped, and she said, if I needed any help, and I said, yeah. I said, you could give me a push with your car, but it won't start until you get going about 40 miles an hour. She hit me about 40 miles an hour and just demolished the car. That really did.